Yes.
Do we want to talk about the Duran thing at all, or are we just not going to touch that?
I mean, he's paying the penalty for what he said. I think at this point, fans should also be held accountable.
That's kind of where I wanted to go. Is at what point do you have to start to shut some of this down from the seats?
I think you have to.
You've already. I think you've already kind of missed that. I think that's long overdue.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, like you can't. There's things that you just can't say.
Yeah.
Like you just can't say that.
Right.
Like you just can't say that. And
right.
we know in all sports now, man. Like hot mics are everywhere. Like they're just everywhere. Like every game is as accessible. Every game has like a billion microphones. Every fan has their camera phone out videoing every second. Like you just can't say it. You just can't say it.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Okay.
You know, you got to shut some of it down from the crowd. Like I heard on, this was a while ago, but like on Pardon My Take, Big Cat says it all the time. Like imagine if in professional sports, like every athlete is like can fight one fan a year. Right? Like one time a year you get to like pause the game and be like, okay, you come down, we're gonna fight.
Didn't Rendon try to make that a thing?
Yeah. All joking aside, though, if there was like a 2% chance you were gonna have to fight Jarren Duran, I bet you keep your mouth shut and you just watch the game. You know,
yeah,
like
I would
obviously, like that's not a realistic thing. But like at a certain point, like you're a grown person that's going to a game just to be an ass. Like the fact that you are completely protected with no repercussions is a problem. But again, Durant, you just can't say it.
No.
There are a list of things you can't say. That's one of them.
And I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but he wasn't even saying it to the fan. Like it looked like from the video clip I saw, he was kind of like, he did turn in that direction, but it was almost like it wasn't loud enough that like a ton of people heard it. It was just right. But it's still, he said it. I'm not making excuses for him.
No, I know that. I know that. But I'm just saying you gotta be smart enough. Like you gotta be smart enough to be like if you have a tendency that like those types of things slip out, then like you can't put yourself in a situation where that might slip out in a hot mic. You just can't do it.
Yeah. Right.
You just can't put yourself there.
And like you said, like all 18 players are mic'd up now because the announcers are talking to them in the middle of the game. And like it's
the umpires are mic'd. Players are mic'd. You got boom mics on the top of like every part of like those the screens, like the protective nettings. There's mics up there. Like there's mics everywhere. Like if you think that in today's day and age you can get away with saying something under your breath, think again, because you can't.
Well, think of all the pitchers that like, you know, miss a pitch that they think strike three and they're just like, you know, like
oh yeah, you hear
the mics pick it up. Yeah, all the time.
So, like there are certain parts of games where it's like the beginning of the game and like the fans are just kind of still filing in and it's relatively quiet. You can hear a pitcher ask an umpire where that missed.
Right.
Like you hear that night in and night out. Like, oh, is that a little bit low, a little bit outside, like a little bit inside. And that's just a conversation between a pitcher and an umpire, and you can hear it on TV clear as day. Yeah. So it's like you can't put yourself in that position.
Agree. But yeah, so Duran got 2-game suspension for it, which is consistent across the league. It's been consistent. Other people have been caught on hot mics doing pretty much the same thing, saying the same thing, or you know, some derogatory remark, and they've gotten the 2-game suspension. So there's nothing like egregious about the suspension. He's just going to serve it and then come back.
And what I found interesting is that the suspension was handed down by the Red Sox in consultation with MLB. So usually the league would hand out a punishment like that. The Red Sox did it and got the okay from MLB to the terms of it, which I thought was kind of good of the Red Sox to be the ones that actually dealt with it. But interesting in the fact that MLB let them deal with it instead of them. So you don't often see the suspension come from the team for something like that when you're normally MLB would take care of it.
Yeah.